Hey, what's up guys? This is Kev with Kev-D Fitness. And as you know, in one of my last videos, I explained the importance of having a nice wide V taper. It's the most aesthetic thing you can have on your body for a man. You know, wide shoulders, a wide back, and then a narrow waist. And I went over how to start with the wide V at the top, with wide shoulders, and now I'm going to continue on to how to build a wide back, specifically your wide lats. So this video is going to really focus on how do you develop your lats to really get that wide V taper. So just a little overall, what's the function of the lats? What your lat basically does, it's as involved, and if you put your hand right here, this is where your lat is, you'll be able to feel it moving your shoulder like this. Okay? So when you do, for example, a row of any sort, when you're going like this, you're moving your shoulder through just a partial range of that motion. But that's what you're doing to hit the lats when you're doing rows. Which, just to get into that, the first exercise I wanted to talk about are barbell rows, which are probably the best overall back developing exercise. So I'm going to show you a number of my favorite variations on rows, from bodyweight rows to barbell rows to dumbbell rows. They all have their own place, and they could be in your kind of like in your exercise toolbox. Pull them out when you want to, when you need to make a change in your routine. Going from doing a lot of dumbbell rows to barbell rows, or if you have, for example, if your right side is bigger than your left side, if your right lat's bigger than your left lat, okay, you want to hit each side individually, you go over to dumbbell rows and focus less on barbell rows. But overall, both, you can put a number of these different rowing variations that I'm going to show you into your back routine at any one time. And I'm going to show you probably, I consider barbell rows to be the best overall lat developer, guys, but number two, and I'm going to show you that after I show you all these rowing exercises, are the proper form of how to do a pull-up. Pull-ups are phenomenal for building a wide back. Absolutely phenomenal. And guys, do pull-ups. Do not do the lat pull-downs in the gym. Far inferior exercise. Far inferior exercise to doing, regular pull-ups. And, when you get strong enough, you start doing pull-ups with, hanging weight off you. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal for building a wide back. So, let me get into these rowing exercises. So, the first variation of the barbell row I'm going to show you is the reverse grip row. And how I like to do them is, I like to keep my back at about this. It's about a 60-degree angle. And whenever you're doing any rowing exercise, you want to take your elbows, whether you're doing overhand grip or underhand grip, or even a neutral grip. You want to imagine taking your elbows and elbowing somebody back by your hips as best you can. And you want to keep your elbows and your arms tucked in tight to your body. You don't want them to come out like this. You want them like this, not like this. The reason being, when your elbows come out wide like this, you're starting to incorporate a lot more teres major, teres minor, and your rear delts in the movement, and less lat. So remember those two tips, guys, key. Also, when you're doing any rowing movement, you have to keep your core tight, your lower back tight. That's what's supporting all of you while you're holding that weight there and you're rowing it. You got to keep your core tight, your abs, and your lower back tight, and really your hamstrings and your glutes too. They really come into play. So keep them tight, guys. You don't want to end up with a rounded back. You don't want to be sitting there doing your rows like this. You're going to hurt your back. You're going to mess it up. So let me show you first this reverse grip barbell row. One of my favorite exercises for building a wide back. Now I go about a shoulder wide grip. I don't go too wide and I don't go too narrow. Notice I'm keeping my arms tight and I'm bringing my elbows back towards my hips. Okay. And now I want to demonstrate that from the side, what it looks like. guys, when you do these exercises, any of these exercises, you really want to focus on working your lats. Feel the movement. You know, consciously put that effort into flexing your lats as you're going through these movements. So that's your reverse grip row. Phenomenal exercise. Now, the next exercise I want to show you, I don't kill myself here taking these weights off, is what I call a body row. You're basically using your body weight and rowing it through space. Now, like with pull-ups, with squats, things like exercises like that, when you're moving your body through space, not the bar through space, you generate a greater amount of muscle activation, muscle recruitment. It just takes more to balance yourself as you're moving your body through space. So I'm going to show you this variation of row. I call it body row. Of course, you can put weight plates on your stomach to increase the resistance. This is another great exercise, guys. Again, I don't go too narrow on my grip. And again, as you can see, elbow going towards the hips, keeping my arms tucked in tight. And now this is my setup here. I got my own home gym in this basement, but you can do the same thing on any conventional squat rack or Smith machine even. Now, another variation of rows that I like to do, put you through a little bit more further range of motion. Now, like remember I mentioned that, you know, when you're working your lat and you're doing the row, you're working very short range of motion. Now, when I do my reverse grip rows, you notice I'm a little more standing up straight. Now, this variation, I'm going to bend over more, and you work through a little bit greater range of motion. And again, the principle is all the same. Same, you know, keep your elbows tucked, elbows going back towards the hip. This is kind of similar, but not quite going down as much as the exercise known as a pendulum row, where you're basically all the way down. I don't have that set up here. A lot of times you use blocks to do that. I don't really have a very good setup for that down here in my gym. But same motion, same principle, I should say, and the motion is very similar. Notice I'm bent over almost at 90 degrees here. And this one I go with an overhand grip, a little bit more narrow. And like everything else, the principles are the same. I'm going to keep my elbows in and row. Now, a lot of times I also like to come to a complete stop and then continue the motion. Allows me to reset myself and refocus myself. Now, if you want to do them without that rest, that's great. That'll keep constant tension on the muscle. As you can see, that was a little challenging for myself. I was losing my breath there a little bit. But guys, those are 3 great variations on the row using the barbell. Now, I'm going to also take you through dumbbell rows. And like I said before, dumbbell rows are great because what they really allow you to do, and I can do this is my own shit, so I can throw my weights around if I want. Now, don't try that stuff in Gold's Gym or any of the other gym, commercial gyms. You might get kicked out. But, like I was saying, dumbbell rows are phenomenal because they allow you to work each side individually. Whenever you're doing a barbell exercise, whether it's barbell squat, barbell row, barbell bench press, your dominant side will overtake the exercise. So, if your right side is stronger than your left side is going to be doing more of the work. And that can lead to muscle imbalances. You know, your right side will be much bigger than your left side, so to speak, and stronger. So, what you do is you do single arm exercises, dumbbell rows, chest press with the dumbbells, things like that, and they help get rid of those muscle imbalances. So I'm just going to demonstrate dumbbell row. again, just like with any other rowing motion, you want to go back towards your hip with your elbow. I like to stay wide and bring the weight in towards the bench. Then I'm using to support myself on the bottom, and then out wide and back towards my hip on the way up. You'll see what I'm talking about. And I like to bring it to the outside of my leg like that. Right, so get nice, support yourself on the bench, bring the dumbbell close to the bench, and then bring it back. And again, really focus on squeezing your lat. You know, build that mind-muscle connection. It makes it much easier for any muscle to build an impressive physique if you have good mind-muscle connection with your muscles and can really focus the movement on the muscle that the movement is intended to exercise. So there you go, guys. Single arm dumbbell rows. Absolutely fantastic for building up your legs. So now, guys, I'll show you a couple more exercises after I get this all cleaned up, and on how to build a nice wide back, build up some big lats. So, be back in 1 second. Okay, guys, before I go aside and show you the pull-ups, proper form on pull-ups, obviously great for building the wide lats, I want to show you one of the best exercises for isolating just your lats. It really takes you through and it will really take you through the full range of motion. I don't try to do too much weight with this. It can be kind of difficult. At least I find it kind of difficult to do too much weight. But let me show you this exercise. These are lat pullovers. I do them with a cable setup. You can do them with a regular easy curl bar. I see a lot of people doing them. So let me just show you this really quick. You know, here I'm doing it with a straight bar. And it takes you pretty much almost through that full range of motion. You want to keep your elbows straight, not totally locked out, but straight. You don't want to be using your triceps to do the motion. And you can really flex your lats at the bottom of this. Now here, as you can see, I'm using 2 arms. Again, you can do it with 1 arm. And I'm going to show you those really quick. You know, I found with myself that, you know, and this is a tip that was great for anybody, is to take pictures of yourself. You know, it's even hard when you're just looking in a mirror, you know, to focus on, you know, your whole physique in its entirety. You take pictures, you can really step back and look and see, hey, oh wow, look, my right side is bigger than my left side. And that's what I found out. I took some progress pictures and saw that, hey, my right lat is bigger than my left lat. So what you could do is, again, do the same motion, use a little setup like this in the gym. I'm sure every gym you guys are in has one, and you can do the same motion, but do it just with 1 arm. Again, allowing you to focus on just your left side or your right side individually. Help get rid of muscle imbalances and strengthen them. That would be, now this, doing just with 1 arm would be rather difficult to do, if not actually impossible. I never tried to do it with a free weight. So you need a cable setup to do that. But so guys, that's another great exercise for hitting your lats. It's a true isolation exercise for your lats. Your rows are obviously compound movements. You're working more than just your lats when you're doing those exercises. But this is should be a strictly lat movement. That's why I was saying, you know, don't be bending your elbows too much. You're going to start to incorporate a lot of tricep. All right, guys, we're going to step outside. I'm going to show you the proper form of how to do a pull-up. And I'll explain more when I get out there. Thanks, guys. All right, guys. I'm going to try to get this done real quick because as you see my pull-up setups outside, I live in upstate New York. It is cold out here. Great. So, I want to take you through the proper form of how to do a pull-up. Especially with the growth of CrossFit, there's been a lot of variation to how to do a pull-up. I mean, for me, when I'm doing a pull-up, I'm focusing on trying to build up my lats. Obviously, children, you're going to build up your arms when you're doing pull-ups to a degree, and you know, overall back development. But you know, specifically, I'm trying to build up my lats. You'll see, especially a lot of CrossFitters, and I'm not hating on CrossFit because you know, it's great for getting people up, getting them exercise, getting strong, a lot of functional strength there. But they'll do what's called tipping pull-ups, where you're really jerking yourself up. Guys, you're not. If you, the more you're jerking yourself up, the less you're working your lats, guys. And unless you're just trying to see as many times you can pull yourself up, you know, which if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Great. You know, the real focus of doing pull-ups is to build muscle, guys. I mean, that's why we're doing these exercises here. We're trying to get stronger. We're trying to build muscle. So you want to just go straight up and down, full range of motion. Pause at the bottom. You don't want to use your abs or your core to try to, you know, get it, you know, get your body up. I mean, I can see on your last rep, if you're really trying to squeeze one out, if you need a little help, okay. But you know, obviously not on every rep. So let me just show you the form real quick. Notice I'm pausing at the bottom and going straight up and down, not jerking my body in any way. So there you have it, guys. Pull-ups, great exercise for building up your lats. Now, you're going to get to the point, you know, when you look for muscle growth, you want to be in that hypertrophy range. You want to be around 8 reps, 10 reps, 12 reps at the max. So what you can do with your pull-ups to, you know, because after a while you're doing your body weight, you're going to get to the point you can do 12, 15, 20 reps in a set. That's becoming an endurance exercise, guys. You're not building muscle. You can hang some weight. Get a weight, get a belt. They sell them on Amazon. Your gym should have one. If it doesn't, you know, talk to somebody at the gym. They should be providing this kind of equipment for you. But, you know, it's a belt with the chain set up where you can hang weight from. You've probably seen me doing it. If you've seen some of my other upper body videos, you see me use it for doing dips or doing pull-ups on those videos. And that way you can add extra resistance and stay in that hypertrophy range and progress like you should in order to build muscle, guys. So there you have it, guys. There's a bunch of exercises focused on really building your lats up, building up a wide back, and really helping to develop that V-taper. I hope you found the video helpful. Hope you learned a thing or two, a little form, a new exercise that you can add into your routine. And if you did like the video, please click like, and please do subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next.